We all want the good life. But how to get there with all our mistakes, regrets?
We can make mistakes and mistakes and mistakes on mistakes. I'm arguably the biggest failure you've ever met in your life.
Let's meet this failure who is now a multimillionaire. His advice? You can get there too. Hear the good life story of Eszylfie Taylor living lovely in Blackland.
And now,
as a brown person, you just feel so invisible.
That's not fiction. Where we're from.
Brothers and sisters, I welcome you to this joyful day.
We celebrate freedom. Where we are.
Get on the ground!
I know someone heard something.
And where we're going.
We the people means all the people.
The Black Information Network presents Blackland with your host, Vanessa Tyler.
We work hard, and the money is still not quite there. What is your advice to make financial dreams come true?
Eszylfie Taylor, millionaire. Not the golden spoon in the mouth kind, but the self-made, bootstrap kind, who is ready to share his secrets.
The first thing is you must visualize what you want your life to look like, right? You have to think about it. One thing I say a lot to my clients is that if you aim at nothing, you will hit it with amazing accuracy, right? So you have to figure out, okay, where do I want to be? The second part is then you have to do the work. So one of the most powerful, tools, I guess, or practices that I've learned in my career that's been tremendous for me is understanding the difference between goals and desires. Goals are things that we work for. Goals are things that have a definitive timetable of completion. Goals are things that are 100% within our control. I believe in perfect planning through balance and diversification. So the reality of it is you need a short-term, moderate, and long-term plan. And my advice is for the listeners to align yourself with a great investment advisor, a great insurance broker, a great estate planning attorney that can help guide you. It takes a village. I have been in business for over 25 years. And over that period of time, I have met people that make millions of dollars a year that live paycheck to paycheck. I've also met people that never made more than $100,000 a year, retire multimillionaires. So it's not necessarily, okay, you make a lot of money, so you're going to be successful, because it's not a matter of what you make, is what you keep, right? I would say that if you have lower levels of income, then it is far more imperative for you to be disciplined and be a good steward of what you have, because you don't have as many, discretionary resources, right? But I would say this, it's not so much the amount of money that you have as much as the length of time and the discipline that you exhibit in putting it away.
He makes it sound easy, right? Like the money is just flowing in.
We can make mistakes and mistakes and mistakes on mistakes. I'm arguably the biggest failure you've ever met in your life. Every way you can fall down, stumble, lose, I think I've done it. But I don't believe in winning and losing. I believe in winning and learning. Because ultimately, winners are just losers that tried one more time. You show me anybody successful, entertainment, sports, business, real estate, I'll show you somebody who didn't know how they were going to make payroll, who was living in their car, they couldn't afford groceries. I'll show you that person. But they just didn't stop, right? I would say there's a difference between something being hard, right? Because it doesn't be hard, something being hard, and something being impossible, right? So if you find yourself, okay, I would just say this, it's okay to make a mistake, just don't keep repeating the same one. You got to learn from it. You got to pivot. So don't worry about the falling down part. That's okay. But now what? Right? Now what?
He may have fallen, but from the very beginning, Eszylfie Taylor was what people used to call a go-getter.
I grew up in Southern California, had a, pretty good upbringing, I guess, middle class when there was one. Didn't have a trust fund when I turned 18, but I had $20 in my pocket to go to the movies and grab a burger, right? But I started my career with nothing, right? I had $100 in my checking account and a tap on my backside from my parents to go get after it, right? And started my career at a big insurance company here in LA, and 22 years old, did a little better year over year. By 27, I was number one in LA for the firm, 13,000 advisors. By 30, I was top 50 in the country. But I felt like I was a shark in a fish tank, right? So I left and I opened my own independent firm. Today I own 12 companies, from my finance company, to a business management company, a production company, restaurant. I own a health and fitness studio. My whole mantra is like, yeah, I'm gonna die with memories, not dreams. So I'm swinging, right? And so part of all the businesses and like, wow, how could you do that? Is this idea again Everything isn't predicated on what Eszylfie Taylor does. If everything only moved, if I move forward, well, then I'd be stuck. I can only go so far, right? And so I'm trying to practice what I preach and be in businesses again that run inside of me, not because of me. Add maybe money to it or add a little bit of my time or my expertise and then let them run.
That's amazing. And you said your parents are from Ghana, is that correct?
My father's Ghanaian, my mother's American, right? So I'm the true epitome of African American, right? My mother's from North Carolina, so I got the work ethic and the regal, side from my father being Ghanaian royalty, and then just got the Southern charm and the hospitality side from my mom, right? And so I'm just pushing forward and trying to make them proud and do better every day. As I've got 4 daughters myself now, right? 17-year-old daughter, senior in high school, twins who are 15, they're freshmen, and then a little baby girl, right? And I'm raising those girls, right? That, to be better than me, right? To not rest on their laurels, not say, hey, my dad seems to be doing well. I can chill. Like, if you got my daughters on this interview right now and ask them, what do you have to do with what your dad leaves you? They'd each tell you we got to make it 10 times bigger.
You are listening to the voice of Eszylfie Taylor, who is helping us get our heads right and put money in our pockets. Of course, we know money's not everything. Talk about work-life balance and your passion for yoga.
I had, in the yoga community, we call it monkey mind, right? I'm just all over the place. I'm in class thinking about all the other things that I needed to do in my life and for my family. And, I've learned to detach and in that space really take a beat, right? And health and wellness is everything. I was a 4-sport letterman in high school. I played football, basketball, baseball, ran track, got inducted to the Hall of Fame of my high school for athletics, played collegiately. But basketball. But, what I realized, those sports are very hard on your body and very taxing. And, father time is undefeated. So I love yoga because it allows me to get, my strength in, my core, my balance, and not get hurt. And so for me, it's been a godsend, so much so that I opened my own studio named Callie. So my baby girl, her name is Callie. So Callie with a K, Callie Health and Fitness. I opened that because I want to share that with other people, right? And so and your health and wellness is everything. Like I said before, no one, if I said, hey, you got stage 4 cancer, but you got $100 million in your bank, who cares? Right? Like who cares that you have that money, right? It's your health is everything. Because if you're healthy and you're strong and your mind is right, then the money will come. Some of you guys listening to me are upset and you're miserable and you're unhappy. And you think that's because you don't have money. And I want to challenge that, in that if you're a miserable, nasty person and I gave you $100 million today, you'd be a miserable, nasty person with $100 million.
What a renaissance man. Eszylfie Taylor can pop up in the oddest spaces because on top of everything else, normally you don't put a black man with a mostly female athletic wear company, but Eszylfie Taylor was connected to the pricey athletic wear company, Lululemon.
I practiced, yoga and got, recruited, if you will, by the brand to represent them in Los Angeles for yoga. And that was a great experience. It's now since passed. But to your point, I mean, I'm an athlete. I'm a black man, so a black man that does yoga, would seemingly be an anomaly. But what I wanted to do was shed light that, hey, you can be strong and athletic and muscular and still be into yoga. It's not just for, white women, soccer moms, right? It's for everybody.
How can people follow you?
I'm on every social media platform. My name is very unique, Eszylfie. I tell people, think of a selfie like you're taking a photo, put an E in front, Eszylfie. That's ES, Z like zebra, Y, L, F like Frank, IE, Eszylfie Taylor. I'm very easy to find. Google me. You'll find I've had write-ups in Forbes and Business Insider and Men's Health and USA Today and People Magazine and the like. So these principles I'm just really passionate about sharing across all mediums. My reality series is coming out, Mind, Body, Money. So mindbodymoney.com. You can check that out, the webpage there. But I'm here and I'm open to help.
Well, that sounds terrific. We are certainly richer for your advice. Eszylfie Taylor, thank you for joining us.
Thank you.
And don't forget to join me next time. I'm Vanessa Tyler. Like and subscribe to Blackland. A new episode drops every Friday.